Genshin could never. Really funny phrase, I know. But one thing that Honkai Star Rail has been proving since its release is that Genshin could never be as kind and as generous as them. But one thing that people keep saying is, oh, but at least we get something. And to that I say this. How do you feel about getting what a new player practically gets in any game for starting the game for 3 years of dedication? You guys are quite literally getting stepped on like a bath mat. And not by Ganyu, not by Eula, not by Raiden Shogun, but by the very hand that feeds you your favorite game. Now, one would say that was a pretty big claim I made. Now, do I have the evidence and reasoning to back it up? Why, of course I do. I've been planning this for months. Today we'll be talking about the big differences between other gacha games, mainly Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact, and why Genshin Impact is a much worse game. And just another quick disclaimer before we begin, I am in no way attacking anybody who makes Genshin content, who likes Genshin or plays Genshin and actually enjoys it. I am simply putting my opinion out there because I feel like it. It is your choice to agree or disagree, just as it is my choice to put my opinion out there. Thank you. Now enjoy. One thing that the Genshin developers are excellent at doing is making the game as unfun as possible and making every effort imaginable to dodge any suggestions that could possibly earn them more f***ing money. Now, why do they do this, you may ask? Nobody knows, but all I do know is that at this point in time, they are giving suggestions that could change the game drastically, and criticisms that could help them improve in the future. So what do? Ignore, cast aside, brush under the rug. Any other synonyms for not giving a fuck? Basically what I'm saying here is that they are pulling a la 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 can't hear you to shit that could make their game more engaging. And speaking of which, whenever some people do make criticisms, they completely move on and C6 the next promo character and the reruns. Here's a little more on that. Content creators for these gacha games promote these gacha games. This earns them money, and when they earn money, we get good shit. But that's not exactly the case with this game now, is it? You see, some CCs are bound by a contract, which I think is going to expire soon, or may have already expired for some of them. But others aren't. What am I getting to, you may ask? First, let me say that this ain't my original take. I will link the channel that gave me the inspiration to make this in the description, so you can see where a bit of this came from, because he mentions this quite a few times on his channel. You won't believe who it is. After all, the more times something is said, the higher chance people have of comprehending it. But for now, let's say what I think as well. Some CCs criticize Genshin, and sometimes it's a good take, but the game isn't going to improve if you gamble your life away and say how good the update is after you just got done saying the opposite. Why even say it in the first place if you're just going to do cartwheel tricks on Hoyo vs. Dick the next day? Hypocrisy like this is one of the reasons that the game doesn't prosper or improve. And this doesn't help much that the global players don't even have a voice outside of China. So if you do what was done with Staff of Homa until the change actually happens, you might have a better game. And even if we want a Staff of Homa-like change, here's what we have to do. 1. Find an issue with the game. 2. Report on that issue. 3. Spread the news of the issue. Now here comes the kicker. 4. Hope that China servers see what you're complaining about. 5. Hope that China servers then care about what you're complaining about. And 6. Possibly get a change to your game. Now, do you see what one of the issues is here? China servers are the only servers that can have an opinion heard. And even if you convince them to say something about a global issue that probably includes China as well, it's not even guaranteed that the change will happen. But that in itself is a topic for another day. Back on track here, how about we log on to Genshin and see what there is to do? Every single time I see these screens, I never get happier playing this game. But to prove my point, I'm gonna have to play it. Because I'm not a trustable source right now, so if I don't play the game for at least 2 seconds, then I'm not gonna sound cool. And great, I have to download resources. The price of actually having a sane mindset and not playing this game. Oh my god, praise an Archon. The game, it's done. It's done download. Now you're gonna be shocked by this. Get ready. We log onto the game. We get past the elemental screen. If the game will fucking load. Come on. You got this. You got this. Come on. You can load. From a video. Wow. Shut up. Do we get rewards from the patch, by any chance? Wow, a whopping 300 jades. The 300 jades, and that turns into 1.6k in like 1,000 patches. Alright. You know what we gotta do. Oh yeah, the new banner system too, where it's shit. Should probably do epitomized path. Oh yeah, this change is like one of the best changes, but the way they did it is still shit. Why don't you have it like this banner, where your epitomized path only requires one friggin' like whatever it's called. Alright. We have to do a wish path. Shocker. Alright. Another. Shocker. Alright. I could buy some more. We can get a 4-star this time. Not a single 4-star. Wow. Okay. Now, let's see what there is to do in this game. My characters are not built. Oh, there's test runs too since it's a new character. Cool. Okay.
Silly.
I have to upgrade this. And wow, would you look at that. It just so happens to be Saturday today. Praise my luck. And I have to fight Ruin Thing. Let's upgrade my thing. Okay. For him. I just so happened to get Mischvievous. Nice. Now how about him in general? What do I have to do? Fight one of the hardest bosses in the game to unlock his shit. What do I have to do for her? Fight a boss that's really fucking annoying, that I can't auto. Is it really that hard to have a couple quality of life changes? And for her, what do I gotta do? Gotta go around, swim around for shit I don't even know where it's at. Now, do I feel like doing any of that? Can I say, though, that this game would be so much more fun if the grinding was worth it. Cause, yeah. I pretty much every month or so, I log onto this game and try and find any motivation to level up my characters. And go figure, I get no motivation, because grinding this game is not fun. Yeah, after I completed all of the story, and all that's left is the boring story mission, the boring side missions that I don't feel like doing, and the companion missions that I have to do to unlock certain things. There's so much fun things to do in that game. But, yeah. Nothing else to do there. Big shocker. You could tell how much fun I had doing that. Genshin Impact can be better. Trust me, it can. But the developers just don't want to try. Every game has its slow periods, we get it, it's natural. I'd say that after the Xianzhou story ended in Honkai Star Rail, that's when the slow period sort of began. But we usually spin back with some massive ass recovery that not only saves the game, but promotes it. Which in Honkai Star Rail, it'd be Penacony. And this further shows the potential for future content to come. Genshin has not been doing God knows, wow, I suck at speaking. Genshin has been doing this for God knows how long, and look where we are now. 3 whole intertwined fates, baby! Now, unfortunately, Genshin also has a tough time with competition. 1, being how good the competition is, or if not better than the competition. Or 2, how they in the community handle the competition in general. How HOYO-verse on the Genshin side of things handles this is by pretty much saying that they have enough money, people are fine, so who cares. But the little voices out there that are either too afraid to speak or are getting silenced are 1, the product of HOYO-verse period, not wanting to listen to anybody outside of China. And 2, whenever you criticize the game, or joke about its lack of communication and or quality, the big blue bird flaps its merry little fucking wings and pecks at you until you give up. Let me just make another quick disclaimer before I continue. I do not hate the Chinese in any sort of way. You may think I do because of how much I say that HOYO-verse favors China, but you can look at every scenario involving the global servers and the CN servers and find my exact point to be right. I have no problem with the Chinese people, but I do have a problem with HOYO-verse catering towards a particular side with no good justification or reasoning as to why. Now, I know there's a lot of disclaimers, but I need to put them in. Sorry in advance if I put in another. Now let's continue. As for the competitors, no matter how good you do and how much better or trustable gacha content creators say these games are, the angry little McDonald's profile pictures are just not going to like that. They will Google Classroom and review bomb the fuck out of the game on launch if they're scared of how much greatness or potential the game shows in comparison to Genshin. And then, they will rant about what Genshin does that they don't. Now they wonder why their game is getting attacked. In this case, maybe it's because of the simple fact that you aren't painting a good picture of yourself when you do this. And when people recognize your misconduct as a community as a whole, not only does that make others look bad, when they probably aren't, but it makes the game look like a mess and a cesspool, and for the poor people who are collecting mints that just want to have fun, they'll get made fun of simply because of other people's antics. Which is sad, because I want to like the game. But even if they improve their game, fix their greed complex, etc., I probably wouldn't even want to play the game if I was a new returning player, because of the damage that the gremlins have already done. The community has been completely painted as a bunch of angry Twitter nerds, and a bunch of angry Twitter teenage mint pickers. Not only because of the Enviasu situation involving the origin of the mint picking joke, which is actually pretty funny, but people who aren't like this get painted that way, and it just sucks because it probably isn't who they truly are. Why can't people just be casual mint pickers? And why do other people have to ruin the experience for others? It's just unfortunate. Now that was a lot of shouting, wasn't it? Well, I guess I may have gone a bit I may have gone a little carried away on the yelling part, but the main point is this. If you let your game rot, and or indirectly fuel its rotting, you aren't improving your game. If you sit on your ass, crying about how good the game is, and then C6ing like Chiori the next day, you are not promoting any change. Now, how can we make this better? Unfortunately, unless HOYO-verse opens its ears to all audiences, makes better in-game content, makes better events, kills Paimon, we are never gonna get better updates. We can't just keep harassing the spoiled CN players when we want change. And as for the community itself, 1. If you have a problem, persevere in trying to solve that problem. If you have a problem with something, 3 days is not going to get the change you want! And 2. Not everyone would want to listen, but please. Anyone with any sort of hearing left, just stop with the hostility. It doesn't look good on you. Nor does it attract players, nor does it attract bitches. Anyways, I think that's enough out of me. I've screamed so much and I think my voice needs a break. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe. Comment down below what you think and what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. But before I go, one more time, let me just reiterate a few disclaimers. 1. I do not care if you mint pick or not. Your choice of lifestyle isn't the wrong one, but it's not exactly a happy one either. 2. I have no hate to anyone that is a casual Genshin player. The people that I rip on are the ones painting a bad narrative of the community, and that just, like, you know, don't do anything to get change done. Not the ones genuinely enjoying the game and remaining chill. And finally, 3. I have no hate towards Chinese players or China as a whole. I am simply saying that favoring a specific side makes everyone else hate you as a whole. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Three whole intertwined fates is crazy. What the fuck, dude?